Now lesson number 6, the tendency of observation to concentrate around some value is called as what? Central tendency. Such a single value which represents a whole set of values called the measure of central tendency. Now what is the meaning of this? So if there are many values, then all this value concentrate in one particular value, and that value is called a central tendency, and this value represent the whole set of value which is given, which is called as measure of central tendency. For example, you'll understand much better if you take the example. For example, the marks obtained by students in science, obtained by 5 students in science out of 30 are 25, 30, 27, 23 and 25. Now if I find out the average, what is the average? Sum of all the observation, 30 plus 27 plus 23 plus 25, which you have studied in your earlier standard. How many students are there? 5 students, so divided by 5. When you add all this, you will get 130 divided by 5, that's equal to 26. So this average number 26, मतलब ये जो 26 जो average मिला है वो क्या indicate करता है? वो एक single value, मतलब this value is a single value which represents the whole set of value. मतलब ये value जो average मिला है 26, it represents the whole set of value. That means whole set of 25, 30, 27, 23 and 25. That means what is the exact meaning? Means all the marks which are obtained by the 5 students is nearly, means आजू बाजू में 26 के आजू बाजू में, so the value is near about 26. So that is the meaning of average or the measure of central tendency. So the measure of central tendency of ungrouped data are done by 3 methods. What are those 3 methods? Mean, which you have studied last year, median and a mode. Now what is the meaning of ungrouped data? Ungrouped data means what? Here the numbers are, only 5 numbers are there. So this is known as ungrouped data. You don't have to group it as 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So we don't group it in a particular class. So this is known as ungrouped data. So which is done by 3 methods: mean, median and mode. Now mean is what? Mean, just now we had discussed, mean is equal to what? Sum of the scores upon total number of scores, and mean is denoted by this symbol and it represents the average of the given data. So this is what we had discussed just now. Now but when the number of scores in the data is large, finding the mean by the above formula becomes difficult. So if there are large number of data collected, then by this method it becomes very difficult. For example, over here, supposing the scores or the marks obtained by 56 students, the marks obtained by 56 students are 7, 27, 13, 30, 17, 10, 21 and so on. So by this method it becomes very difficult to add all the marks of the 56 students. So another method is used. So sometimes this large data collected from an experiment is presented in table or in group form. So when there is a large number of data, we present it in a tabular form, in group form. What is the meaning of group form? 0 to 10 marks, 10 to 20 marks, 20 to 30 marks is the class. That means how many students have got 0 to 10 marks, we calculate that. How many students have got 10 to 20 marks, that we calculate. How many students got 20 to 30 marks, and then we calculate. So this is when there is large number of data, we present it in a tabular form, in a group form. But in such a case, we cannot find the exact mean. So when we find out by this method, we don't get the exact mean. So there are 3 methods of finding the approximate mean. So what are 3 methods? First method is known as direct method. Supposing if it becomes difficult to calculate by direct method, then the second method is used, that is assumed mean method. So the second method, when the calculation by direct method becomes a little bit tough, so we use the second method, that is assume mean method. To reduce the calculation still further, there is a third method, that is known as step deviation method. So these are the 3 methods by which we can find out the mean, and it gives the approximate mean. So not the exact mean, we get an approximate mean from these 3 methods. Now this is a question over here. First column will be what? Class. Class, whatever is given in the question, the first column will come under the class, that is 24 to 28, 28 to 32, 32 to 36, and so on. Next column, in each and every sum you have to find out class mark. Now how to find out class mark? Over here, what is the lower class limit? Lower class limit is 24. And what is the upper class limit? That is 28. So how to find out class mark? Lower class limit plus upper class limit upon 2. That's equal to how much? Lower class limit is how much? 24 plus 28 upon 2. So that's equal to how much? 52 upon 2, that's equal to 26. So the class mark over here is what? 26. So in exam, they do ask for 1 mark, what is the lower class limit, what is the upper class limit. So don't get confused. This is a lower class limit, all this are lower class limit. If they ask for this particular sum, then the lower class limit will be 24 and upper class limit be 28. And what is the class mark of this? Class mark of this is what? Lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. So when you add both of them and divide by 2, you get 26. So class mark over here is 26. So for 2 marks and all, they ask you to find out the class marks. Only the second column you have to find out, or of particular class they will ask. So it's very simple over here. Now see the second one. What is the lower class limit over here? 28. And what is the upper class limit over here? 32. Divided by 2, that's equal to 60 divided by 2, that's equal to 30. So this will be 30. Now see the difference between this. 30 minus 26, how much? 27, 28, 29, 34. So here the difference between them is 4. So next will be what? 30 plus 4, 34. 34 plus 4, 38. 38 plus 4, 42. Even if you add and see, you will get the same thing. 40 plus 44 divided by 2 is equal to 84 divided by 2, that's equal to 42. So you are getting the same thing. So this is how we are supposed to find out the class mark of the second column, which is there in each and every sum, in direct method, assume mean method, and step deviation method. Now practice set 6.1 first sum. They have given the time 0 to 2 hours, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, and 8 to 10 hours, and number of students who spent the time for studies for 2 hours. They have given over here 7 students, 18 students, and so on. Now you have to find out the mean. You have to find out the mean. In the first sum, you have to find out the mean by direct method. So in direct method, you have to draw 4 columns. This way you have to draw 4 columns. In the first column, you will write down class, whatever it is given over here, that is time in hours, and whatever is written over here, that you will write in the first column, that is 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, and 8 to 10. Next you have to find out class mark. How to find out class mark? You have to add this to number, that is 0 plus 2, and then divide by 2. So 0 plus 2 divided by 2, that's equal to 2 upon 2, that's equal to 1. So the first class mark is 1. Again 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 divided by 2, that's equal to 6 upon 2, that's equal to 3. So the next class mark is 3. 6 plus 4 is how much? 10. 10 divided by 2 will be how much? 5. 8 plus 6 is how much? 14. 14 divided by 2 is how much? 7. 8 plus 10 is how much? 18. 18 divided by 2 is how much? 9. So this way you have to find out class mark. Sometime in the board exam, they ask for 1 or 2 marks only to find out the class mark. For 1 mark, they'll ask only particular class to find out the class mark of particular class. And for 2 marks, they'll ask to find out all the class mark of the particular of the class given. So it is very simple. You have to just add those 2 numbers and divide it by 2. You will get the class mark. Now frequency, whatever is given in the question, that is your frequency. Number of students, that is what? Frequency. So 7, 18, 12, 10, and 3. Now add all this, what you will get? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 50. Next you have to multiply Fi and Xi. So this 2 you multiply. 7 into 1, that is 7. 18 into 3, 54. 12 into 5 is how much? 60. 7 into 10 is how much? 70. And 9 threes is how much? 27. Now just add everything. What you'll get? 7 plus 7, 14 plus 4, 18. 7 plus 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 7, 14, 15, 16. And plus 5 is equal to how much? 21. So 218. Now to find out mean, what is the symbol of mean? We have already discussed. Symbol of mean is what? X, capital X. On top you have to put a bar. So that is equal to summation of fi xi upon summation of fi. So what we have got? Fi, summation of fi xi, 218. And fi is how much? 50. So that's equal to how much? 43.6. So the mean time spent by all the students for their study is how much? 43.6 hours. Now in assume mean method and step deviation method, we have to find out first the assumed mean. In both the method, we have to find out the assumed mean. Now whichever is a middle term. Now what is a middle class mark over here? This is a middle class mark. So this will become assumed mean over here. Middle one, we take it as assumed mean. It is not necessary we have to take middle one. Any number if you take, you will get the answer correctly. Mean, final answer mean will always be same only. It doesn't affect. But usually we take the middle one as the assumed mean over here. Even if you take 1250, it will not affect your answer. Even if you take 1750, it will not affect your final answer. That is mean. If you take 3250 also, it will not affect your final answer. But usually in the sum we take the middle term. Now supposing if there is only, here it is odd number, 1, 2, how many class mark are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is an odd number. So we get exactly the middle one has the class mark which is taken as assumed mean. Supposing if there are only 4 class marks, 4 class marks, then 2 numbers will come in the middle. When it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is an even number, so you'll get 2 middle term which has class mark. So you can take any one of them, either this or this. Usually we take bigger number as assumed mean if there are 2 numbers, but you can take this also as assumed mean. I told previously also it doesn't affect whichever you take the assumed mean, your final answer will always be same only. Now sum number second, you have to find out the mean by assumed mean method. Toll is given in rupees, that is 300 to 400 rupees. How many vehicles pay that? 80 vehicles. 400 to 500 rupees. How many vehicles pay that? 110, and so on. Now in assumed mean method, we have to draw 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 columns. In this one extra column will come, that is di is equal to xi minus a. Now in the first column, that is class, we write down the toll rupees, that is 300 to 400, 400 to 500 and so on. Now class mark, you already know that you have to add this 300 plus 400, 300 plus 400, 700. When you divide 700 by 2, you get what? 350. So this is 350. Next one, 400 plus 500 is 900. When you divide by 2, you get 450. Next one, 500 plus 600, 1100. You will get, divided by 2, you will get 550. Next one, you will get 650 and 750. Now in the assumed mean method, we have to find out the assumed mean. Assumed mean is always taken the middle one. The middle class mark is taken as the assumed mean. So 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, middle one is 550. So this is your assumed mean. So assumed mean is how much? 550. Now frequency, when you multiply this with the frequency, the number becomes very big. So to calculate by this method, by direct method, it becomes little bit difficult. So it becomes easier to do by assumed mean method. Now we have to find out di is equal to xi minus a, that is minus 350 minus 550. 350 minus 550 is equal to how much? 200 minus 200. So this will be minus 200. Similarly, 450 minus 550 will be how much? Minus 100. 550 minus 550 will be how much? 0. 650 minus 550 will be how much? 100. And 750 minus 550 will be how much? 200. Now Fi is already given, that is 80, 110, 80, 110, 120, 70 and 40. Now find out the total of this. Summation Fi is how much? 420. Now you have to multiply Fi into Di, that is Di is this, Di into Fi you have to multiply. So when you multiply this to, what you get? 200 into 80 will be how much? Minus 200 into 80 will be how much? 16,000. Minus 100 into 110 will be how much? Minus 11,000. 0 into 120 is how much? 0. 100 into 70 is how much? 7,000. And 40 into 200 is how much? 8,000. Now in this you will see some of the numbers are in negative and some are in positive. So first you add the negative numbers and then you add positive numbers. So minus 16,000 and minus 11,000 is equal to how much? Minus 27,000, and 7,000 plus 8,000 is how much? 15,000. Now you subtract, since one is plus 15,000, the other one is negative, so you have to subtract both of them. So you'll get minus 12,000. Why minus 12,000? Because a bigger number is 27,000, that is negative, so the answer will also be in negative. Now the formula, first we have to find out D dash and then you have to find out mean, that is first you find out deviation. So summation Fi Di, that is 12,000 upon 420. When you divide 600 by 21, what you get? 28.57. So what you get? 28.57. Now you have to find out mean. Mean is equal to what? A plus D dash. A is what? 550. So 550 plus D dash. D dash we have got how much? It is minus. Because it is minus, so it will be in minus. Minus 28.57. So what you will get by adding this 550 minus this, you will get how much? 521.43. So the mean of the toll paid by the driver is how much? Rupees 521.43.